Welcome back to CloudRevolution YouTube channel, everyone. I am Mukesh. In today's video, I will show you how you can create a Kubernetes cluster using Kubeadm. So, without wasting any time, let's get started with it. In this video, we are going to create a three-node cluster. That means one master and two worker nodes. And to create these Kubernetes cluster, we will follow official documentation only. So first we will launch EC2 instances for the cluster. So let us go to EC2 management console. So we are in EC2 management console. Here I am going to launch some instances here for master and two worker nodes. Total 3 instances. So let me launch this. So this is for master. And I'm selecting Ubuntu image guys. Ubuntu 22.04, that is the latest one. And instance type, I am selecting T3 media for master. So this is not free tier eligible. If you are practicing Kubernetes cluster with Kubeadm, it is going to cost you some money. So select this one, and I am selecting a key pair here. If you don't have any key pair, create a new pair, key pair here. And here I am going to create one security group. So let me edit this one. Create security group. I'm naming it with KubeSG. Description you can write like Kubernetes cluster security group. So we need this SSH. So I'm keeping as it is. We need to add one more rule. If you are going to use a node port service in Kubernetes, so let us add an rule here, and you can add port range here. So let us search for node port range. So node port is a service in Kubernetes, one of the service in Kubernetes. So let's go into official documentation and let us search for node port. Okay, here service type, under service type, here we are selecting node port. Okay, in the example, it will show you what is the range of it. So let's copy the range and paste it. And if you want to add a security group for load balancer also, you can always create that load balancer. If you create a load balancer on AWS, it will be 84. So you can add a rule here. So 8 GB is fine for me. And let us launch this instance. This is a master node. Let us launch it. Okay. Okay, we didn't select source type. So I'm selecting anywhere IPv4. It will be simpler. So master instance is success. Now let us launch instances for worker node. Naming it as worker. same thing. I'm selecting Ubuntu and instance type. I am selecting T3 small file. T3 small, and you can select a key pair. And in the network settings, I'm selecting existing security group that we have created just now when we are creating master EC2 instance. So let me search for a cube. So this is our security group. Select it, and 8 GB is fine for this worker nodes. And we need two instances, two worker nodes. So let's select two. So this one is also success. It created two instances with these IDs, and they are running also. So let us connect to them one by one in the Windows terminal. So let us copy this public IPv4 address of master node. Before that, I am naming uh, this one as worker one and this one as worker two, so that we can distinguish between these two. So let me copy IP address and I am going to Windows terminal. So my Windows terminal is in downloads folder. So my private key is in download folder. This is the command to connect with SSH. This is my private key. Ubuntu is the username at the rate IP address. Yes. Okay, we are connected now. So I am renaming this tab as master, and I am opening a new tab here. And let me go to downloads folder. Okay. Now let us do same thing here. SSH -i M5. So I need to copy a worker node IP address. Let me copy worker one. This is our IP address. Paste it. So let me rename it as worker one. Worker one, and we are connected to it. And we need to do same thing with worker two. I will copy IP address from EC2 management console. So this is worker. So let me rename these host names also, so that it will be a very helpful for us when we create these clusters. It is an optional step there. If you want to skip this step, you can always skip it. Let me do this. Sudo hostname serial get hostname as master. So after renaming this, you have to reboot. Okay, then only it will reflect it here. So let us do sudo reboot, and let me copy this same command, and I will paste it in other terminals. Is the worker one. Worker two. Let me rename this tab also. Worker three. Okay, now let me try to reconnect to this EC2. It will take around 20 to 30 seconds to reconnect here because we are rebooting the system. Let's wait for it. Okay, it already connected. Now let's do the same thing with here also. Okay, this one is also rebooted. Let us connect to master. So you can see after rebooting only it is reflected. Okay, it is, this host name has been changed to master. Okay, so let me clear the screen and let us proceed installing Kubernetes cluster. So let us go to official documentation for it. I'm going to web browser and let me search for Kubeadm install. So we need to install these components like Kubeadm, kubelet, kubectl, and before installing these components, we need to install container runtime. So when you open this official documentation, you can see these prerequisites like 2 GB of RAM, 2 CPUs minimum. You can see that. And here it is saying you have to install a container runtime. So it is we have to install one container runtime. So let us see what are all the container runtimes are there by clicking here. Okay, let me open it in the new tab. So we are going to use a Docker engine. These are all the container runtimes that are available for Kubernetes. Container D, CRI, -o, Docker engine, Kubernetes container runtime. And also one more thing, uh, before 1.24 version, we don't need to install container runtime for uh, container runtime interface for Docker engine when we are installing Docker engine. But after 1.24 version, it is compulsory to install container runtime interface also for Docker. Okay, let us see what that one. So I'm clicking on this Docker engine. So these are all the steps how you can install this container runtime for Kubernetes. First, we have to install Docker engine, and second, we have to install CRI Docker. Okay, this is container runtime interface for Kubernetes. We have to install both of these. So let us see first one. I'm opening it in the new tab. It will redirect us to Docker official documentation. So let us go there. And right now we are using Ubuntu system. So let's select Ubuntu. Okay. Install Docker engine on Ubuntu. Scroll down. These are all the installation methods. First, we need to update our cache, and after that, we have to install some dependency packages. So let me copy one by one. So copy this and go to our terminal. So, we have to do it in every terminal, in master work and also worker mode. Here in the end, let me put -y because it is going to install something. Okay, install these packages, CA certificates, curl, GNPG. So let's enter. And here also let's paste it in the end -y. Same thing here. Okay, now it is done. It is still installing in worker one. Wait for it. Okay, it is also done here. Okay, the master is also it is completed. Now let us move on to second step. That is adding Docker's official GPG key. Okay, this is APT key for Docker. So let us copy this and paste it in the terminal just like before. Same thing here. Okay. Now let us go to third step. So in this step, we are going to create a Docker APT repository. Okay, Docker APT repository. So let's copy and paste it in every terminal. So after installing this GPG key and APT repository, you have to update your APT cache. Okay, so let us copy that command also. So you can see these are all the steps to now you are seeing how you can install Docker engine. So let's update our cache. Same thing here. Okay, it is done. Now let us install our Docker engine. This is the main thing. Okay, so let's install it. Okay, in the end -y. Same thing here, -y. Paste it in the end -y. Okay, now Docker is installed. Now let us verify that installation with this command Docker --version. So this is the version that has been installed. Okay, in worker 1 and worker 2 is also finished. Now let us see how we can install container runtime Docker. I'm going back to Kubernetes official documentation. You can see we have to click on this option. So I'm opening in that new tab. It will take us to GitHub repository for CRI Docker. You have to scroll down to the bottom. So here it will show you how you can install this CRI Docker. First, we have to clone this repository. So clone this one. I copied this command, and let's go back to terminal. So here, we have to do it in every terminal. Okay, that has been cloned. The Git. Let's do ls. This is the thing we cloned. We cloned this repository. Okay, we cloned this entire repository. CRI Docker. Now let's see what we have to do in the next step after cloning this. You can skip this. You can skip this part because it is for this environment. These things we have to follow. You know. First, we have to install Go programming language. Go programming language. You can install it by copying this one. Okay, but I want to install with the official documentation for Go programming language. So I'm going to a new tab and I'm searching for Go install. So this is the official documentation for Go programming language. Okay, so let's go to here and it will show you how you can install Go in your system. So for Linux, these are all the steps you have to follow. First thing, we have to download this tarball package, and you can get that by going inside of it. So let's go inside of it. So you have to select according to your system. Right now we are using Linux. This is the architecture we are using. Ubuntu architecture has this one. So let me copy this link, copy link address. And let's go back to our terminal. Here I'm going to download that tar package. Duplicate and paste this URL address. You have to do the same thing here also. Duplicate and duplicate and paste URL. So this has been downloaded. Now let's see. Let's do ls here. So this is the tarball package that we have downloaded. Now let's see how we can install this one. So I'm going back to this Go official documentation. So I'm going back here in the browser and I have to select Linux operating system. This is how you can install uh, Go programming language in your system. If you have a previous Go version, you can remove it like this. But presently, we don't have any uh, Go versions. So I am skipping this part, but I am copying this command. Copy. And you have to use sudo guys because it is unpacking in this location, user local. So you have to use sudo for it. Only sudo user can do this one. Sudo user has permissions to it. So do sudo and paste as command. Same thing in other terminals also. Okay, it is unpacking our tarball. So that has been done. Now let's see what is our next step here. We have to export this path. We have to append it to the path here. Okay, let's copy this one. I have copied. Let's go back to terminal and let's do that. I'm using echo here. I'm appending inside this file dot profile. Okay. After appending this, you can't simply say this Go version because it doesn't install. It doesn't initialize this one. We have to manually do it. You can see if you type Go version, it's still showing Go not found. Okay. For that, you need to do source and this file name. Okay, if you do Go version now, it will show what is the version that has been installed. Okay, this is the version you can see. Okay, this is how you can install Go in your Linux system, guys. And now let us repeat these things in other terminals also, in worker nodes also. So let me copy this command and paste it in worker nodes here. So, and let's initialize this source. This is Go version, it has been installed. And let's do the same thing here also in worker one. Source profile. Let's check Go version. Okay. So we have installed Go in everything. Now let's move on to next steps for installing container runtime interface. I am going back to GitHub. So after installing Go, we have to proceed with these commands. So up to here, we don't need to use sudo in front of it. You can easily see here using root user and root group. So that's why we need to use sudo in front of it. And here also it is using etc systemd. So you need sudo in front of everything from here. So let me copy first commands here, first four commands. Now let us go to our terminal. So let me do this thing in master node first. Okay, it didn't copy. Let me copy that again. Okay. So I am doing same thing in all the nodes. So in this, it is doing first. It is seeding into this directory. Okay, this directory, and in this directory, it is making another directory that is bin directory. After that, it is building with the use of Go in this directory. Okay. in the bin directory. After that, it is creating some folder in this directory here. Okay, it will take some time to build this one. I am pausing this video until it is completed, guys. I will come back after it has been completed. So this took around 4 to 5 minutes to complete this one, this comment. Now let us proceed with next steps. I am going back to GitHub repository. I am copying these commands one by one. Okay. So let me copy this command here, and we have to paste this one in the terminal one by one. Don't forget to use sudo in front of it. Okay, now let's see what is our next command. And we have to do same thing here. Okay, if you don't use sudo in front of it, you can see permission denied. Okay, that's why we need to use sudo. Okay, let's go to this. This is the last command there. It will be finished right now with this command. Okay, we have completed installing Docker engine, and also container runtime Docker. Okay, we have completed these two steps: installing Docker engine and installing CRI Docker. Okay, let's go back to here, installing Kubeadm official documentation. Now, after installing this container runtime, we can install these things: installing Kubeadm, Kubelet, and kubectl. Okay, now let's see how we can install these three components. If you scroll down, you can see. So right now we are using Debian-based distribution only. Ubuntu is Debian-based distribution only. Now let us copy these things one by one. Okay, copy. So these are all the dependency packages. It is going to install it first. Okay, that has been completed. Now let's go back here, and this will install uh, Kubernetes GPG key. This is the APT key for Kubernetes. So let's copy this. Now let's see what is our next step. Our next step is adding Kubernetes APT repository. So let's copy this and paste in the terminal. Okay. Now we can install these packages: Kubelet, Kubeadm, kubectl. So after installing this APT key and the APT repository, I have said this before also, we have to update your cache. And after updating your APT cache, we can install these three packages. And the third command is, it is holding these versions. Whatever versions it is going to install, it is going to hold those versions. If you do a sudo apt update after confirming this command, it will not update your packages, even if there is a newer version is in the market. Okay, let's copy this and paste it in every node. Okay, that has been installed. You can see the versions also: 1.27.2, 1.27.2. You can see for kubectl also 1.27.2. Now let's see what we have to do. So we have installed these packages, and after installing this, we can create a cluster now. Okay. For that, you have to scroll to the bottom. You can skip this because we are going to install Calico network for this. If you don't install, if you don't have any network, you have to proceed with this one. So in the what next, here you can see using Kubeadm to create cluster. Let's open it in the new tab. So right now, from now on, we are going to create a cluster. Okay, creating a cluster with Kubeadm. So before you begin, these are all the prerequisites I have already told you. And if you scroll down, you can see how you can initialize your control plane. That is your master node. And you can initialize with this command Kubeadm init. And you can pass arguments here, like these are all the arguments, like this one: API server advertise address, and also control plane endpoint, pod network CIDR, you can use, if you want to use this end argument, you can always use this one. So let us initialize our master node. Okay, let me copy this and let me go to our master node. So it should be performed only in master node. You shouldn't do this in worker node. Okay, it should be done in master node. So first you have to use sudo for it, otherwise it doesn't work. Kubeadm init, and if you don't know any arguments for it, you can always do hyphen help here. It will show you what are all the arguments you can pass. Okay, these are all the arguments you can pass. Flags. Okay, these are all the arguments, and it is showing what it will do. There is a description for it also. For each flag, you can go through with it. If you are new, it will be very useful for you. Okay, now let's do Kubeadm init. It will initialize our cluster. Kubeadm init, and I'm going to use Calico network. For Calico network, CIDR range is 192.168.0.0/16. So we are going to use that for network CIDR. First, so we have to mention your CIDR /16. So let's do enter here. So it is showing an error. Okay. When we installed a Docker, it also installed the containerd runtime. Okay, I purposefully installed this one, guys. Okay, because I have seen most of the guys getting this error, so I want to cover this one also. Okay, these are two container runtime. So for that, we can use a flag to specify default container runtime interface. We can get that from here. So you can say hyphen CRI socket. This is the argument we can pass. You can also see that in, like I said, Kubeadm init hyphen help. If you don't know that, here also it is suggesting this flag. Okay. So let me specify that hyphen. Okay, let me copy from there. CRI hyphen socket, so that I don't make any spelling mistake. Here you have to mention your container runtime interface. Right now we are going to use this one, so copy this and paste it here. You can see it is initializing now. It will take some time, so let's wait for it. Okay, now that has been done. You can join your cluster with this command. But before doing that, we need to perform some actions. Okay, these three things. Okay, after performing these actions, this configuration file, cube configuration file is accessible to Ubuntu user. Okay, we are changing ownership for this configuration. So let's copy this command. If you want to copy one by one, you can also do that. But I am copying everything at once. Copy this and paste it here. Okay, that is done. Now we need to do one more thing. That is, we need to install Calico network. Here we have specified our pod network CID. So for this, we need to install Calico network. So let me do that. And also we need to check health of this Kubernetes components. You can check with this command kubectl get cs component status. Okay, everything is healthy, so no problem here. etcd is healthy, scheduler is healthy, controller manager is healthy. So let me go to web browser. So in this documentation only, we have to scroll down to the bottom. Okay. So in the what's next section, you can see this list of add-ons we can install. Okay, let me open it in the new tab. It will show you which network add-on we can install. So these are all the things we can install. But right now we are going to use Calico network. Okay. So let me open this Calico network in the new tab. So this is the official website for Calico network. Tiger up Calico network. Here you have to select docs here, documentation. Okay, this is the documentation and save preferences. Okay, it is gone. Now let us see how we can install Calico network. Select this one and select Kubernetes. And right now we are doing self-managed on premises. Okay, we are managing everything. We have to select this one. After this, select this. And if you scroll down, you can see how you can install Calico. We have to select manifest. Okay, it will show you how we can install this. So let's copy these commands one by one. You can see pod CIDR here. Okay, this is the Calico network CIDR. So let me copy this command and paste it in the master node. Remember, whatever things we are doing, like initialization of cluster and creating a pod network, we are doing everything in the master node. Okay. Now we have downloaded this calico.yaml. You can see by doing ls here. This is our package. Okay, right now we are in CRA Docker. Okay, that's fine. But if you do this outside of it, it will be good for you. after doing CD. So let me do that again. Okay, this is our YAML file. Now, if you want to customize your manifest file according to your need, you can always do that. But I don't need to change anything here. I am simply applying it. Okay, let me copy this and paste it in the master node. Okay, it is applying that. It created this Calico network. Now let's see this. Serial fetch all. Opinion. Let's see all the name NS here, namespace. So we have to see this one. Get part. View system. Okay, everything is running. Let me do one more thing also. kubectl get pod -a. Okay, our Calico network is running. Okay, these two things are for Calico network. So right now we can proceed our thing here. So let me clear the screen first. So after installing this Tigera Calico network, you can join your cluster now. Okay. Right now we don't have any nodes here. You can see by doing kubectl get nodes. We only have master node here. Okay. Control plane. We need to add these two nodes here. We lost our token guys, so we can create we have to create new token. We are generating a new token. Okay, for that command is Kubeadm token create hyphen hyphen print join command. Okay, it will generate a token here. Okay, I made a mistake here. I made a spelling mistake. It's Kubeadm. Okay, this is our giant token. So let's copy this and paste it in worker nodes. So let me clear the screen first. Okay, I think these worker nodes got disconnected. Let me connect to it again. Let's wait for it. Okay, let's reconnect to it again. This one also, worker 2 also. Let me clear the screen first. Okay, let me copy this giant token again. You have to use sudo in front of it, otherwise it doesn't work. Sudo paste it, but it will show you, yeah, it will show you this error again. Multiple CRI endpoints detected. Okay, we have to specify this CRI. Okay, let's do that. I can have CRI socket. First, let me copy this. Okay, now it is running. Let me copy this and paste it in worker 2 also, guys. So I copied this one also. Paste it here. Now let's wait for it to be finished. Okay, we got one problem, guys. I forgot to do one thing. So I have to add something in the security group. That's why it is not showing anything here. So let me go over to AWS Management Console here. Here, select a security group. You need to allow internal traffic. Here, let me refresh this. Okay, I logged out of it. Let me reconnect to it again. Okay, now you can see it here. We have to edit inbound rules. Here we have to add one more rule. So we have to, you can allow all traffic here, but it is only for internal traffic. Okay, we have to copy this security ID first. This is Cube security ID only. So to allow internal traffic, we have to copy security ID. Let's copy the and all traffic and source is custom only. Let's paste your security ID here. And allows internal traffic between cluster. Okay, so let's save this one. Okay, now let us go to our terminal. Okay, okay, these things has been completed while we after completing those uh, security group addition. Now let's check if those things are if those things joined or not. Okay, I think I have logged out of this also. Let me wait for some time. Okay, let's reconnect to it again. Okay, we connected. Now let's perform kubectl get nodes. So you can see 3 node cluster. One is master and 2 are worker nodes. And they are all ready in ready state. And you can expand this one also, kubectl get nodes hyphen worldwide. So you can see the internal IP also. This is a private IP address for these things. Okay, guys, and let us create an simple uh, just to test it out. We will create a simple application here, simple deployment. So let's create it. kubectl get sorry create deployment with the name nginx using this image nginx, and let's use port. I want to use 80, and I want replicas of, let's say, 4. Okay, it will create 4 replicas. So this deployment has been created. You can see that one here, kubectl get or get all. So it will show you all the resources in default namespace. So you can see 4 parts are being created, 1 replica set with the 4 replicas. You can see this is our deployment. And now let us expose this deployment with a notebook. We have already created one security group rule for notebook. So we don't need to add in security group. kubectl expose. Let me copy this deployment name. And let's say type is notebook. Okay, notebook. So this service has been exposed. Now let's see with kubectl GitHub. You can see this service has been created with this node 31466. Let me copy this port number, and I am going to web browser here. And in the web browser, I am going to select master node, and let's copy this public IPv4 address and paste it in the browser, and also paste your node port 31466. Let's see if it is working or not. Yeah, it is working. Welcome to Nginx. This is our image. We have used this image. Okay, now let's see one more thing. Let's see kubectl get pods. Get pods, but in the expanded form. Hyphen go by. Okay, and you can see how these parts has been distributed among the worker nodes. 2 parts are distributed to this worker 2, and 2 are distributed among worker 1. You can see these parts are distributed among worker node. and each worker node, each pod gets one cluster IP address. You can see this is using uh, Tigera Calico network. We have used 192.168.0.0/16, right? That is the network it is using. Okay. So I think we have covered everything for installing Kubeadm cluster. So that is it for this video, guys. If you find this video helpful, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So, and don't forget to leave any questions or suggestions in the comment section below, guys. And thanks for watching. And let's see you in another video.